Hi, and welcome to the SIME Inside Out podcast, brought to you by Lancaster University Management School. In this series, we're speaking with members of SIME community, the Center of Scholarship and Innovation in Management Education, to explore how engaging with SIME has shaped their thinking, practice, and development. Through these short, real stories, we shed a light on the power and value of educational communities, creative approaches, and transformative experiences in learning and teaching. My name is Vlada, and today I have the pleasure of speaking with you four. Hi, you.
Hello, Ada. Nice to meet you.
Thank you for being here today.
My pleasure. Thank you.
How was your day so far?
Been busy, but I think it's a nice experience. It's the first time doing a podcast, so I'm quite excited.
That's wonderful. So just to kick things off, could you please share with our listeners a little bit about your educational and academic journey and your current role in Lancaster University?
Right, great. Well, it's a long story. I'll make it short and sweet. So I did my PhD in Harry-Watt University. And my first full-time job after graduation is in Coventry. And I stayed there for 3 years. And then I moved to Switzerland and started working part-time in Geneva University and then Lausanne University and Fribourg for 3 years. And I came back to Lancaster afterwards and back to England again. I started my role in Lancaster as a senior teaching associate in 2016. How many years ago? 8 years ago? 9 years ago? Mm-hmm. Almost 9 years. Yeah, scary. So now I'm a teaching fellow, and so I'm really passionate about teaching. Mm-hmm. I do deeply care about my students, about learning experience, about how they learn and what they learn. And what they can achieve afterwards, I think, more importantly. I'm happy to share what I've done in my journey in Lancaster.
That's impressive. You have a wonderful history, I must say. So can you please tell us what was your situation before you became involved with SIME?
I think I felt I was fighting alone. Because in university, or at least the traditional path, a teaching role, it's not being considered as a pure academic progression. But fortunately, my line manager, my head of department, been very supportive. And then when Redgar started the SIME, I found my own tribe. I think that, I do belong here. I found the people with similar approaches and a similar passion and similar way of treating students. So I said, okay, I think that's my place. So there's a sense of belongingness here. So I'm really glad that I found my colleagues in this network.
So how did you first get involved with SIME and when did it happen?
I think the email from Redgar inviting people and to join this new center, this was started a few years ago. So definitely, I think I'm the one person sent her the email saying, yes, I'm in. And in the past few years, I think she's been doing a wonderful job and getting different events and opportunities and networking sessions for both students and staff. Those have been amazing. Yeah.
So what made you actually make this choice to get involved into this? And what were your initial expectations?
So I think initially I wanted to do more, but I wanted to learn more before doing more. So I think getting to know other people and learning what they are doing, sharing the best practice, that's probably the wise way to start with. So, because I do not only want to sit alone and then figure out, what I should do, but I would like to learn as a group and with other people, and also for academics, more importantly, learn the theoretical part of the pedagogy and the scholarship as well. So I think the SIME does provide this platform for us. So,
So can you tell us that your experience with SIME actually matches your initial expectations?
Oh, absolutely, 100%. So starting with the network, for example, we have had opportunity to travel down to London and then Birmingham to meet our colleagues within Lancaster and beyond. And then the REC have been sharing different events in Europe and also abroad in Sydney. The most recent one is an online conference in Australia. So we have the opportunity to submit the abstract and the proposal and the conference paper and to attend this international conference. So yeah, I think in terms of networking, it's extremely valuable. And then secondly, we also have the regular workshops and then the seminars and the mini conferences. So to learn from the best scholars in the area. So yeah, it's a great opportunity.
That sounds really great. So can you please tell us how has SIME actually supported innovation in your academic practice?
In terms of innovation, I think it's getting different ideas from different colleagues and different faculties. So although we're based in LOMS, but we're inviting different keynote speakers and different colleagues in different domains. So we can hear the stories from chemistry or from environment, from the art, from digital social media or digital technology, etc., and etc. So it's not learning from the colleagues with a similar background, but with all sorts of subjects and topics. That's the exciting bit. So, for example, the colleagues been using. Yesterday we had a session actually initiated by SIME. It's a digital platform, using how you use the digital platform to facilitate the student teaching and the learning, enhancing experience. And we have colleagues from history and from the computing science. So yeah, it's fascinating to learn what they are doing. Even it's lab-based, it's more quantitative. But definitely the technique, the pedagogical approaches can be transferable to management school as well.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And what has surprised you most about this cross-departmental collaboration?
Surprised me the most? I think what surprised me the most is to see how people, they've been doing things beyond the scope. So, for example, I met a colleague from law school. She's also on the teaching and engagement route, and to learn how she started the journey of getting the external stakeholders involved in student learning experience. That's amazing. So, for example, they started to see the free law clinic. They're providing the law advice for external members of the university for free, which is amazing. I wish I could let my students have the experience, but again, it's a different domain. But that inspired me to approach the industrial experts. For example, having our students to attend the Chartered Institution of Personnel Development Conference and Exhibition that's annually held in Manchester City Centre. So we bring our students there, and then we let them to talk to their industrial professionals and invite them back to Lancaster and deliver the guest lectures or the workshops to for our students, not only for our own HRM and Human Resource Management students, but also all the postgraduate cohorts. I think we all can benefit by having this engagement with different stakeholders outside and inside too.
Yeah. So you've mentioned that this engagement with all the members of SIME actually led to this shared learning experiences. But has it led to maybe some joint projects that had real impact?
I think if we can we started a project, we applied the funding, but we didn't get it. But I think it's a good starting point. So, for example, we met the colleagues in marketing and accounting and finance. And then we started a global funding application to enhance the sustainability in a university in Egypt, supported by SIME and by Redgar. I'm very grateful for that. So although the first round of call has been failed because it's highly competitive, but we're planning to start the second round, targeting a slightly different angle based on the first proposal and refining it. So hopefully we'll get some good news in the near future.
Yeah, I really hope. So can you please tell us how and whether has this experience with SIME actually impacted and shaped your mind and probably changed how you approach your academic practice?
Yes, definitely. Because again, this network, this group, this center keeps reminding me I'm not alone. If I need help, I could reach out. I could ask my colleagues within my department and beyond, within management school, within university and beyond Lancaster as well. So I think there are people who are keen supporting each other, sharing what they've been doing. So that's kind of assurance. And you're not fighting alone. So you're somebody always out there that you could reach out for help.
Yeah, definitely. Were you able to put any of these insights that you got from this SIME experience into action?
What do you mean in action?
For instance, in your academic practice, some insights that you got.
Right. Okay. Let me think about it. A good example. I think what I learned from my colleagues is the different ways to engage students. Normally, we would heavily rely on the face-to-face teaching in the classrooms, and the Moodle site, or Teams or the LinkedIn Learning, for example. But learning from my colleagues in SIME, I realized that we could also engage students with TikTok, with Instagram, with all the social media, with all this trendy stuff that more applied to Gen Z. So writing a blog or recording a podcast like this is definitely something new to me, at least. And then the student found quite fascinating. And then I think that's that's what the Gen Z has been doing. So they're very natural to this. So for us, I think using all these resources out there is very powerful.
Yeah, I see. So it was a wonderful example of insight that you actually implemented into your academic practice. So you are making changes. We see this. And can you feel that it did lead to new outcomes for students of our university, probably for your peers, for your own development?
I wouldn't say there's an immediate outcome or any, big change already. But I think the students do appreciate the effort we put into this. We're trying to also refine our approaches and try to figure out what's the best way to communicate, to engage students. But what I can see is, for now, at least the feedback, no matter from the module evaluation or the program level, it's all very positive. I think the key message we're sending to the students is, no matter it's for learning or for the social experience, is always we're here to help. And then you can let us know we're approachable, and you can reach out at any time if you have any questions. So I think students, they do appreciate this immediate response. This we call it open door policy. So it's not a physical door anymore, but the students know you are available and they can talk to you if they do have any challenges or issues, any concerns.
Yeah, I always think that big changes start with little, small steps towards something. So yeah, that's wonderful. Can you tell us, were there any key supports, for instance, like members or mentors, any members in SIME, or any kind of other resources that actually helped you to turn your SIME experience into action?
Right. Yeah, again, it's an action. We haven't started yet, but we're we will probably see the results soon. So one of the projects inspired by one of my colleagues is engaging students from diverse backgrounds, because she noticed that, because I've been inviting her to my guest lectures, and then she noticed she's from history department, but she's also passionate in education, in scholarship. She's been working closely with the SIMEs in LOMS as well. She's a key member of the education conference in Lancaster University. So when she noticed more than 60% of my students in my cohort, the international students, especially from China, I would say. And then she was just asking me, do you have any additional support for Chinese students, since they're the majority in your classroom? And I said, not really targeted at Chinese students, but more, I would say, international in general. And then that comment left me thinking, what can I do for the Chinese students? Because I was one of them. I was in the same position many, many years ago. And then I realized, now Chinese students, they do normally come to attend the welcome week. It will start immediately from the beginning of the term, especially the postgrad, and they'll have 12 months. Right? It's not unlike the undergrad. They have 3 to 4 years to learn, to adjust, to adapt. Has a transition period, at least for a year or half a year or so. But for the postgrad, it's very intense, very short. And then, and I realized students, they missed a lot of information because this absence of the welcome week. So me and my colleagues, who's also a bilingual speaker, we started this kind of pilot scheme targeting the Chinese students. So we know they will arrive later compared to others due to many reasons, but we're thinking to organize a dedicated session for the Chinese students in Chinese to let them know that when you do a postgraduate in your second language, what kind of information or what kind of approaches or techniques or strategies you might want to have. Because my colleague was in a similar situation when he was younger as well. So we started with the literature first, and to say how the bilingual speakers, what kind of challenges they could face in this kind of educational, higher educational context. Then we will design this dedicated welcome package for the Chinese students, with the support of the career colleagues and also the learning development team as well. So hopefully, now a Chinese student could take advantage of this additional workshops or sessions we're going to develop. So it's a pilot scheme again. We're going to start in this October. So we'll keep you updated, and hopefully now our target is, if the pilot could run smoothly and well, successfully, we might want to expand not only to Chinese students in my department, but in LOMS and for other international students as well.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing this. So has your experience with SIME shaped any bigger choices and decisions that you've already made, like career-wise, or has it actually changed how you see your role within your department?
I think for me, more important is the big picture. Yeah, the career progression, yes, is important. But I think what SIMEs make me think differently is how we could support students in the best way. Because students are the majority, the majority of the population in the university. We're not only researchers, and we're not only here to share what we know. I always see teaching as a two-way communication. So I think what I learned in the past the most is from my colleagues as well as from my students as well. So I think engaging students in this teaching transformation, designing the curriculum and assessment is very important. And that's what I learned by communicating and sharing practice with my colleagues as well. So,
yeah, I see. Has this SIME experience actually helped you to disseminate some findings, your expertise more widely, let's say beyond your department or even Lancaster University through conferences, publishing, or even collaboration with other researchers?
Yeah, I haven't published officially. It's not there yet, but I've been attending different conferences in the UK at the moment, and hopefully the one in Sydney in November. Yes. So by attending those conferences and workshops, definitely will refine and reshape the articles I've been working on. So that's getting the feedback and the comments from the peers, from the experts, definitely is very valuable.
Yeah. As you think of what's ahead, what actually excites you most about the future of SIME and probably your involvement in it?
I think I would like other people to see the importance of teaching, of getting students engaged and be part of the teaching team. I think that's what we're trying to do. That's the key message we're trying to send to all the colleagues within SIME and beyond. So I wish by having a podcast like this, make us more visible, make us more powerful, and making our voice louder and stronger. Yeah.
That's wonderful. And the last question for today, I promise. Please, which kind of advice would you give to a person who is thinking about joining SIME, but it's not like that person is not quite sure about this?
I would say, the SIME is not only for people who are on the teaching route or in a scholarship contract, but it's for anyone who's passionate about teaching, who cares about the student. And we have, I think, number of the highly ranked scholars in our network as well. So I think don't be scared or don't be put off by the idea, say, oh, I'm not on a teaching only contract. So I think we do welcome everyone who would like to learn, who like to enhance the experience, and who like to share the best practices, or who wants to get their paper published and learn more about the scholarship. So it's open for everyone, I would say.
Yeah. Thank you so much, for sharing your insights with us. And thank you for listening. If you're thinking about joining SIME or just want to find out more about our center, visit us at www.lancaster.ac.uk/LUMS/ in Research Center section or just find us on LinkedIn. We're always keen to welcome new voices who are passionate about education, innovation, and meaningful learning journeys. Thank you for being with us and see you next time.
Thank you.